Hello, this is a video to help you review for your Chapter 1 test. So, when x equals 9, what is the value of 8 plus 2 times x minus 8 squared? Well, that equals 8 plus 2 times, since x is 9, you plug in 9 for x, and then you get 8 plus 2 times 9 minus 8 is 1. You do the inside of the parentheses first. And then you do the exponents next. So 1 squared means 1 times 1, which is 1. Then you do multiplication. So 2 times 1 is 2. Then you do addition. So 8 plus 2 is 10. And then problem 2, it says negative 5. And then that. So it says write out the meaning of that. The meaning of that, what it means is, in words, negative 5 is less than or equal to negative 3. And is that true or false? Well, that is true. So that's true. All right, then the third problem. Third problem is the interval notation, parentheses, negative 4, 1, bracket. So what does that mean in set builder notation? That means that it's any values of a number x such that negative 4 is less, sorry, I made a mistake. Negative 4 has to be less than x, but x could be less than or equal to 1, because the bracket means that it could be equal to 1. So this is the answer right here that you're looking for in that problem. And then it says make a graph of it. So this means that you have the number line, you have negative 4 and you have 1. And the interval is between those numbers. But then at 1, you have a solid bracket. And then negative 4, you have an open parenthesis. So that's that. Then number 4. So number 4 says negative infinity to 4. And that means that it's anything that's smaller than 4. So you'd say x is less than 4. And then the way we look on a number line is you'd have 4, and then all the way down towards negative infinity, which is that direction. And then you'd have a parenthesis beside the 4, which shows that it does not include the number 4. All right, then problem 5. It looks like that, which means what is the absolute value of negative 6.1? The absolute value of negative 6.1 is positive 6.1. Then problem 6, what is negative 7.9 plus 4.7? So if you want to, you can use a calculator to do this, whatever. So if you take the 0.9 and the 0.7 away from each other, you'll get 0.2. And then the 7 and the 4 subtracted from each other leaves you with 3. But since the bigger value of the two original values added together is the negative, that means the answer is still going to be negative. 7. So 1 over 5 minus 1 over 2. First, you need to get a common denominator. So if I multiply the denominator of 5 by 2 on the bottom and on the top of the fraction, then I multiply this by 5. Then both of the fractions will have the same denominator, because 5 times 2 is 10, and also 2 times 5 is 10. So then I'll have 1 times 2 on top is 2, 1 times 5 on top is 5. So I have 2 tenths minus 5 tenths, which is equal to 2 minus 5, all over a tenth. So 2 minus 5 is equal to negative 3 over 10. So the answer is negative 3/10. Now let's try problem 8. So problem 8 says 2 times negative 6 times negative 1 times negative 2 times negative 5. 2 times negative 6 times negative 1 times negative 2 times negative 5. And that's equal to this times this is equal to negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. So you get 2 times positive 6. And negative 2 times negative 5 is equal to 10. So we'll get 2 times 6, which is 12, times 10. 12 times 10 is 120. And then you have on the next problem, negative 60 divided by negative 3. And that's equal to 20. So that was pretty simple because 3 goes into 60 20 times, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Now we go to problem 10. Negative 1/4 divided by negative 2/9, which is equal to negative 1/4. When you divide by a fraction, you change it to multiplying, but then you flip the fraction over. Then you multiply across the top. Negative 1 times negative 9 is positive 9. You multiply across the bottom. 4 times 2 is 8. So the answer is 9 over 8. Then number 11, you have this problem, 5 squared minus 40. Oh, sorry, there's something on my screen. Minus 5 squared minus 48 divided by 4 squared times 2 minus 8. So start with the exponents. So you get 25, because 5 times 5 is 25, minus 48 divided by 4 squared is 16, times 2 minus 8. Now you do the division and subtraction in the order that they're written. So 48 divided by 16 equals 3. So you're left with 25 minus 3 times 2 minus 8. Then you do the multiplication next. So 3 times 2 is 6. So you have 25 minus 6 minus 8. So 25 minus 6 is 19 minus 8. So 19 minus 8 is 11. So that's cool. The answer to problem 11 is 11. Then problem 12. So problem 12 says 13 times 2 minus 5 squared. 13 times 2 minus 5 squared over 3 squared minus negative 2 squared. So we're going to start inside of the brackets, do this exponent. So 3 squared is 9. Then negative times negative 2 is a positive 2. Then you have a square on the outside. Now the top of it you can do a different step on. So the top of it we're going to do the exponent of the 5, which is squared. So 5 squared is 25. So we get 13 times 2 is 26 minus 25. Then we'll go ahead and the bottom, the inside of the brackets is 9 plus 2. That's 11. We get 11 squared on the bottom. And then on the top, 26 minus 25 is 1. So 1 over 11 squared, which equals 11 times 11 is 121. So the answer is 1 over 121. And then 13 says 6 minus 4, bracket, negative 6, 6 minus 5, minus 4, 3 minus 2, bracket. So start inside these parentheses. 6 minus 5 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. So you're left with negative 6 times 1 then negative 4 times 1, and then left bracket 6 minus 4. So this negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. This is negative 4. The negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. And then you do this negative 4 times the negative 10, which is positive 40. So 6 plus 40, which is equal to 46. Then you have number 14, which says 2 times 4x minus 3 minus 5x. 2 times 4x minus 3 minus 5x. So distribute the 2, you'll get 8x minus 6 minus 5x. Then combine the 8x minus the 5x, which is 3x. So you have 3x minus 6, like that. Now let's try problem 15. Seven times 7y minus 9 minus 6y plus 6 in parentheses. So we're going to distribute this 7, 49y minus 63. Then distribute this negative 6y and negative 6. Combine together the like terms. 49y minus 6y is 43y. Negative 63 minus 6 is negative 69. So the answer is 43y minus 69. Now let's try problem 16. 2 minus 2 bracket 5 minus 3y minus 5. So start from this. So negative times 3y is negative 3y. Negative times negative 5 is positive 5. And bring down the rest of the problem. Then you have 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 minus 3y. Then you have 2 minus 2. So then distribute this negative 2. So you get negative 20 plus 6y. Now combine together the 2 and the negative 20, you get negative 18 plus 6y. Then put it in the positive one first. So 6y minus 18. That's the answer. Okay, then 17. So plot the point negative 4, negative 4. So you go to negative 4 on the x-axis and negative 4 on the y-axis. And then you go to the crossing point between those two values. So that point right there, at negative 4 on the x-axis and also at negative 4 on the y-axis, that's the answer. Then problem 18. Four times parentheses x minus 2 plus 15 equals 3 times x plus 5. So distribute this 4, you'll get 4x minus 8 plus 15 equals 3 times x plus 5. So 3 times x and 3 times 5 is 3x plus 15. Combine together these two terms, negative 8 plus 15 is equal to 7. 4x plus 7 equals 3x plus 15. Now subtract 3x from both sides. X plus 7 equals 15. Now subtract 7 from both sides. Right, x equals 8. And then now number 19. It says x plus 5 over 3 equals 5 minus x plus 2 over 2. And then the least common denominator of 3 and 2 is equal to 6. So I'm going to multiply every one of those fractions and every other term as well by 6. So there we go. Now I'm going to cancel this 3 into the 6, and that leaves me with 2. And then this 2 into this 6, and it leaves me with 3. So what I have left is 2 times x plus 5. Now, the 2 is times the entire group of x plus 5, so you have to put that in parentheses. Then you have 6 times 5, that's 30. And then the minus 3 is times the whole group that was on the fraction of x plus 2. So there we go. Then you distribute the 2. So 2x plus 10 equals 30 minus, distribute the 3 as well. It's negative 3x minus 6. And then combine together the 30 and the negative 6. You get 24 minus 3x equals 2x plus 10. Now let's add 3x to both sides. Then you'll get 5x plus 10 equals 24. Now let's subtract 10 from both sides. Then you'll get 5x equals 14. Then you'll divide by 5. So what's left is, therefore, x equals 14 over 5. Like that. X equals 14 over 5. Now, let's go ahead and try problem 20. So problem 20 says negative 5x plus 4 times negative 1 plus 3x equals negative 4. Oops. Equals negative 4 plus 7x. So first of all, we'll distribute this 4, negative 4, and positive 12x. Then we'll get negative 5x in front of that. And then over here, you'll have this. So combine together the like terms. So negative 5x plus 12x is 7x. So negative 4 plus 7x equals negative 4 plus 7x. So then you'll add, you'll subtract 7x from both sides. So negative 4 equals negative 4. Now, if I add 4 to both sides, I'll get 0 equals 0. So this is always true. So the solution is from negative infinity to infinity. And the equation is an identity because it's always true. It's always true. All right, now let's try to do problem 21. It says one number, which I'm going to call, one number exceeds another number by 16. So that means that one number, I'll say x, and the second number I'll call y. So one number, x, in other words, exceeds means it equals another plus 16. So x equals y plus 16. However, though, the sum of the numbers is 54. So x plus y equals 54. Now that's kind of complicated. So let me actually do it like this. So think about it like this. One of the numbers, you could say, you don't know what it is. Right? The other number, you don't know what it is either, right? But you do know that the first number is equal to the other number plus 16. So the other number you don't know anything about, so just call the other number x. But the one number, though, you know that that's 16, it exceeds the other one by 16. So the one number is 16 more than x. So how about that? So one number is x plus 16. The other number you don't know, so it's just called x. And then when you add them together, when you add the one number plus the other number, it equals 54, right? So the sum of the numbers, it says, is 54. So that means when you take the one number, x plus 16, plus the other number, x, you'll get 54. So that translates it into an equation. Now add the other x plus x, that's 2x. So 2x plus 16 equals 54. And then now subtract 2x from both sides. And you'll end up with 16 equals, or what am I doing? Oh, that's silly of me. I'm going too fast. So you don't need to subtract 2x from both sides because there's no x on the right side. Instead, you need to subtract 16 from both sides. So subtract 16 from both sides, and then you'll have 2x, 54, 44, 38. You have 38. And then you divide by 2 on both sides, and you'll get x equals 19. So that means that one number is equal to x plus 16. So what's 19 plus 16? 19 plus 16 would be 35. And then x, the other number is just 19. It's just x. So the one number is 35, the other number is 19. So make sure you put them in that order. And it says put a comma between them. So what you'll enter into the computer is 35, comma, 19. So that's the answer that you'll put into the computer. And now let's go ahead to problem number 22. Which says you are choosing between two health clubs. So Club A offers membership for $29 plus $16 a month. So it's 16x. And then Club B, it costs you a fee of $23 plus $19 per month, which is x. Okay, now after how many months will the total cost be the same? So when will A equal B? So when will 29 plus 16x equal 23 plus 19x? So first I'll subtract the smaller one, the 16x, from both sides. Then I'll get 29 by itself equals 23 plus 3x. And then I'll subtract 23 from both sides. And I'll get 6 equals 3x. Then divide by 3 on both sides. And I'll get 2 equals x. So in 2 months, the clubs will both cost the same. Now the question is, how much do they actually cost? So they actually cost the same. So you can plug in 2 into either Club A or Club B and you'll get the same amount. But how much is that amount though? So let's just go ahead and plug it in to club number A. So the cost equals $29 plus 16 times 2, which is equal to 29 plus 32, which is equal to, let's see, 61. So the cost of either one of them is going to be the same. It'll be $61 after 2 months. And of course, after more than 2 months, then Club A is going to only cost $16 more, so it's going to cost less. All right. So let's do 23. So number 23 says after you have a 65% reduction, after a 65% discount, in other words, you purchase a new soft drink for $175. What was the original price? So the original price is like this. The original price times 100% minus 65%, right, is equal to the sale price of $175, right? So what's 100 minus 65? That would be 35. So the price times 35% is equal to 175. And then 35% though equals 0.35. So the price times 0.35 equals 175. Now we're going to do dividing by 0.35 on both sides. So then the price equals 175 divided by 0.35, which will give you 500. All right, now let's do problem 24 on the review. Problem 24 says that you have a rectangular athletic field and it's twice as long as how wide it is, right? So the long sides of it are twice as long as the short sides are, but it doesn't tell you how long that actually is though. It just says twice as long as it is wide. So that means the width of it is x and the length of it is 2 times x. So there's 2 long sides that are 2x and 2 short sides that are x. And the perimeter is 360. So the perimeter means if you walked all the way around, then it would be 360. So let's add this all. Let's walk all the way around, starting with the top, then going towards the right, then walking along the bottom, then walking along the left. So if we add all the sides together, that's the perimeter. So we have how many x's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you add them together, we have 6 different x's in the perimeter. So 360 equals 6x. So let me write this. Remember, this is the width is x and the length is 2x. So if we divide this by 6, we'll get 60 equals x. So x equals 60. So the width of it is 60. And then the length of it is 2 times x. So 2 times 60. 2 times 60 is 120. So the width of it is 60 and the length of it is 120. So there we go. Now let's do problem 25. Okay. Problem 25 says, for a long distance telephone call, a telephone company charges $0.32 for the first minute, plus 18 cents for each additional minute, and a $2.21 service charge, right? So it only charges 18 cents for the number of minutes minus 1, because it already charges you 32 cents for the first minute. So the cost of the call equals $3.25. How long did the person talk? Well, we're going to solve this. So distribute this and this, 0.18x minus 0.18. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and add this because that's a like term with this. So 0.32 plus 2.21 is equal to 3 at the end. Then 0.2 plus 3 is 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. So that's 2.53. And that equals $3.25. Now you're going to combine these together. Those are like terms. So negative 0.18 plus that is equal to, let's see, 33 plus 235, I think. 235. 0.18x plus 235 equals 325. Now I'm going to subtract this from both sides to get the x almost by itself. This goes away, and 5 goes away, that goes away. So I'm left with let's see, $1. Let's see. So 35, 290. So I think this should be 0.90. So then you have this. Now to get x by itself, you divide by 0.18 on both sides. Then this cancels, and so whatever 0.90 divided by 0.18 is, which you can use your calculator for that if you want. And I've got 5. So you've been on the phone call for 5 minutes. Perfect. Now problem 26. So it says D equals 1/2 SC, and you're supposed to solve it for S. So first of all, I'm going to bring this 2 from the, this 2 from the bottom, cross multiply it up times this D. So it's 2D equals SC. Then I'm going to divide by C. So move the C down underneath the other side. So you'll get 2D over C equals S. So something from the bottom of one side, if you have 2 fractions on each side, or two terms, one term on each side, you can move what's in the bottom of one side to the top of the other side, and you can move what's on top of the other side to the bottom of the other side. So there we go. Now 27. So it says Rx plus Sy equals T. You're supposed to solve it for X. So first of all, let's move this Sy to the other side. So we'll get T and then negative Sy. Because when you move a term to the other side, the term changes signs. Then we'll divide the R that's on top of that side. We'll put it underneath this side. So we'll get X equals T minus Sy over R. So that's the solution. Now number 28. Number 28 says 2x squared y to the negative 1 to the negative 2. Then what that means is we'll flip the whole thing over. So it'll be 1 over 2x squared y to the negative 1 to the positive 2. Then we'll do each power individually. So this equals 1 over 2 squared and x squared, then y to the negative 1 squared. And that equals 1 over 4. And then multiply these powers together. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Now, when you have a y to the negative 2, when you have a negative exponent, that brings that factor up to the opposite side of the fraction. So that it's going to go up to the top side. So on the top side, you have 1 times y to the positive 2 over 4x to the 4th. And you don't really need the 1, so let me erase that 1. So the final answer is y squared over 4x to the 4th. And then 29, it says 5a squared times negative 2a to the negative 4. Multiply those together, you'll get negative 10. Now, when you're multiplying letters, you actually add the exponents. So 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. And then when you have a negative exponent, you bring that to the opposite side of the fraction. So right now, the a is on the top of the fraction. So I'm going to put the a down in the bottom of the fraction, which changes the exponent to be positive. And then 30. So 30 says negative 1/2 x to the negative 2 y to the power of 10 z to the power of negative 1 times negative 6x to the negative 5 y to the negative 6 z to the power of 8 you're multiplying them. So first, you do negative times negative is positive. So you have a positive. And then 1/2 times 6, that's 3. Then you do x times x. Well, when you multiply the same letter, you just add the exponents. So you take the exponent of -2 plus -5, and you get x to the exponent of -7. And then you do the y's. So y to the 10th times y to the -6. 10 plus -6 is 4, so you get y to the 4. And then you have z. Then you add those exponents. -1 plus 8 is 7, so you have z to the 7. Now, one of those three exponents is negative now. So that means that I need to make a fraction and move the x to the bottom of the fraction, which makes the power of it become positive instead of negative. So this is the final answer. 3y to the 4th is e to the 7th over x to the 7th. And then 31. And it says -24 a squared b to the -7 c to the 9 over -6 a to the -9 b to the -6 c to the -4. Now we're going to do the same way. So first, negative divided by negative is a positive, so those negatives will cancel. 24 divided by 6 is 4. And then but now when you divide letters, you subtract their exponents. So it's the exponent of 2 minus -9. So what do you get if you do 2 minus -9? That really equals 2 plus 9. So you actually get 2 plus 9, which of course that's 11. So 2 minus -9 is 11. So you have a to the power of 11. Then you have b. So you subtract these exponents. So you have -7 minus -6. -7 minus -6 is really -7 plus 6, which is -1. Then you have c. So in c you have 9 minus -4. But 9 minus -4 is really 9 plus 4, which is 13. So then you have 4 a to the 11th, c to the 13th, over b to the 1st. But when you just have a power of 1, you don't really need to write the power. So it's just over b. So that would be the solution. And then 32. -3.72 times 10 to the -2. So the 10 to the -2 means you write 1 0 down, then a point, and then another 0 down. Then you write the original scientific notation numbers, which are 372. Now the whole value is still negative because the negative is still out in front. So don't forget to put that negative back in the front. And you can think of it basically what happened was the decimal point moved left two places left because of the 10 to the -2. So negative means moving left. Okay, now let's do 33. So it says 953 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 whoops 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 12 15. There's 15 zeros. So this together is 15 zeros. But then we want to move the decimal point over to right here, which is 2 more. So 2 plus 15 is 17. So we're going to write down 9.53 times 10 to the 17th. Now, an interesting thing is a lot of times a computer will abbreviate this just by saying E. So a lot of times on your calculator, you might see 9.53 E17, or maybe E plus 17, either one. Whatever that means is, that means the same thing as saying times 10 to the 17th. So the correct way of writing it is this way. So that's where you'll put it into the computer. And that's actually the end of your review for your Chapter 1 test. Good luck to you.